Zelda is full of many secret messages for its players, with its most frightening yet encouraging mystery being that of the Fierce Deity. The Fierce Deity mask is a nearly all-powerful item that Link can get before the final boss fight in Majora's Mask that transforms him into something of an ancient god, making the final boss an utter joke. While this mask has some strange real-world connections revealing what it is, there is something far greater hidden within the mask, which, going off of why Zelda was created in the first place, I found to be very clever in showing players what the point of Link's adventures actually is. That's similar to why I made a YouTube channel in the first place. Majora's Mask is full of collectible masks that you can earn throughout the game by completing various quests and side quests scattered around the land of Termina. Upon collecting all 20 non-transformational masks by helping everyone in Termina, Link can then give the masks to the 4 masked moon children that lie inside of the moon. After giving away all of his masks and talking to the 5th moon child, Link will be rewarded with the Fierce Deity's mask as something of a completionist reward. Interestingly, the mask comes with a description saying that its dark powers could be as bad as Majora. The 5th child wearing Majora's mask then comments on how they are going to play a game, being the final boss fight with Link playing the bad guy. Putting on the mask, Link transforms into Fierce Deity Link, who harnesses a double helix sword that makes very quick work of whatever he hits, and can even shoot sword beams whenever he pleases. The mask is one of 4 transformational masks that transforms Link into a fusion of Link and the person that the mask resembles. Interestingly, the Fierce Deity mask already resembles Link and even has part of his iconic cap as part of the mask. As open-ended as these games seem to be to interpretation, there could be some cleverly hidden in-game reasons for the mask's similarity to Link. To get there, we must first start with the seemingly terrifying clues that are found within the 20 collectible masks. The histories behind the other transformational masks in the game are said that they are the physical manifestations of the souls of deceased individuals, and each mask could contain the unfulfilled hopes, dreams, and emotions of that individual, including memories of their murder, which may be why Link screams each time he transforms, but doesn't scream when taking off the mask and transforming into his regular self. When going to the Happy Mask salesman, he will tell something about whatever mask that you happen to be wearing, saying that it's filled with a specific quality like joy, kindness for animals, leadership, maturity, or tenderness in one's heart. In fact, each mask is associated with a highly positive quality, and specifically a quality pertaining to exactly how the person that Link helped in order to obtain the mask then felt about Link. This could mean that after Link's numerous deeds and powerful acts of kindness to help everyone in Termina, it's the combined might of everyone's memories and feelings towards Link that forms the Fierce Deity mask. As through his efforts, the mask is a physical manifestation of how all the people of Termina now view Link, as both their kind and fierce protector who will stop at nothing to save them. In other Zelda games, we do see instances of feelings such as joy and gratitude being converted into power, like the Force Gems and Spirit Tracks, which are the physical manifestations of overenjoyment, or the Gratitude Crystals and Skyward Sword that allow you to transform the demon Beatrice into a human. When talking to the Gossip Stone, the stone remarks that the Fierce Deity's mask, a mask that contains the merits of all masks, and in an interview with Eiji Aonuma, he said, "The best I can give you is just a suggestion. The best way to think about it is that the memories of all of the people of Termina are inside of the Fierce Deity mask." So the Fierce Deity mask could simply be the combined physical manifestation of the feelings and memories that the people of Termina have about Link. But looking further into the mask connections to gods and deities may, in fact, give people the real answer they are looking for about what the mask truly is. In Majora's Mask, Link has 3 days to stop the moon that was pulled down by Skull Kid, who is now possessed by Majora's Mask, from crashing into Clock Town and destroying Termina. But Link can use the Song of Time to reset the 3 days, so he can endlessly run around in an effort to recruit the 4 guardian deities who currently rest in the 4 cardinal directions to come and save the people of Termina. In Japan, the Fierce Deity mask is referred to as the Kishin mask. A Kishin is the Japanese Buddhist name and term for wrathful deity. This refers to the 5 wisdom kings who sit at the 3rd level of the Buddhist pantheon. These guardian deities, who sit facing in each of the 4 cardinal directions while a 5th sits at the center, are said to be the wrathful manifestations of Buddhas who protect Buddhism's values of wisdom wisdom, patience, and compassion, and unlike Buddhas, teach through fear, sometimes shocking non-believers into faith. But an even more frightening parallel to Majora's Mask and the Buddhist connections that it has is that of Mappo, or the Age of Degeneration. The period following the death of the first Buddha is said to be divisible into 3 ages, the first being the former day of the Dharma, or the Age of True Law, in which the Buddha's disciples are able to uphold the Buddha's teachings and all is well. Then comes the middle day, or Age of Copied Law, where the practice of the Buddha's teachings begins to degenerate, and finally the latter day, or degeneration of the law, also referred to as Mappo in Japanese, that is an age of chaos and destruction that comes before an era of peace and true faith is ushered in by a new enlightened individual or Buddha who shows up to save everyone. During the final day, where the moon comes crashing into Termina and is stopped by the 4 giants, Majora drops their puppet Skull Kid and heads inside of the moon. Upon following Majora inside the moon, Link is greeted with a very odd scene. He finds the 4 moon children running around, each wearing a mask from the game's 4 bosses, that each set in a dungeon that rested in one of the 4 cardinal directions of Termina, along with the 5th child wearing Majora's mask who sits under a tree, similar to the first Buddha who sat under a large tree to obtain enlightenment, where Majora gives Link the Fierce Deity mask. The Fierce Deity mask could very well represent one of, if not the 5th wrathful guardian deity of Termina who resides over the others, as it is obtained in the center of the other 4 guardian deities who are currently keeping the moon from destroying Termina outside. But while this shows that the Fierce Deity is a powerful, wrathful guardian that is made up from the collective masks and memories of the people of Termina, the mask could ultimately have existed as an individual before Link came to usher in another era of peace, as Termina exists as a mirror world to Hyrule where everyone has their own counterpart. And just like having a different counterpart who may live a very different life than yourself based on their choices, in life we all have our own struggles to overcome, where we can either confront the challenge we are faced with or shy away, as we are rewarded with more skills and experiences or are punished by staying exactly as we were. Learning takes effort, but is the most meaningful adventure. This is not only the point of my channel, but becomes the ultimate message of The Legend of Zelda, and tells us what the Fierce Deity mask may truly be. Upon receiving the mask, many players remarked on how odd it was that the mask resembled Link, and rather resembled his fully grown adult form, complete with his iconic cap. It's possible that Termina once had its own counterpart to Link, who lived some time ago and is yet to be reincarnated in his cycle, who, like all Links, gained abilities akin to a god or guardian deity, and the mask simply allows Link to access that full potential. But as it was created from all the other masks, it doesn't seem to come from Link's Termina counterpart, if he even has one. Which brings us to what the mask is. The Fierce Deity mask that Link is awarded after taking nearly every risk that he could in the game is Link, or rather everything that he could ever hope to be. The final boss fight takes place in what is a type of magical, if not psychedelic world. When Link dons the Fierce Deity mask, he becomes Fierce Deity Link, an all-powerful godlike being, yes, but really is Link entering a state of momentarily reaching his max potential, getting a glimpse of the person he could be lying within him, and thus within us all, if we only have the courage to do the things we know we need to do despite how afraid we may be. But if this interpretation of the meaning behind the Fierce Deity mask seems off, then I saved my most interesting piece of evidence for last. When walking inside the moon, where Link is able to confront Majora, who is sitting under a tree before their final battle, Majora and Link are standing next to a plant that looks just like a Datura plant, also called the Devil's Trumpet. Datura happens to be one of, if not the most powerful psychotropic plant in the world. Check out this video for more Legend of Zelda stories and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.